cars in front of the Latham, and then a black and white car. There are 2 cars in front of Sofitel in the carport. So already we're at checkerboard morning here on Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? 2 days after Easter. So it would be the 22nd, I guess. It's about 6:44-ish, like somewhere around 6:45. And just around sunrise-ish. It's been overcast, so it's hard to tell today. Looks like the sun might shine through, but alright, so they got, this dug up here. I guess they're going to redo the sidewalk in this area, so that's fun. So yesterday I had a few videos and I had specific topics that I wanted to address, which included a big yellow sticker that said heavy on a box, which carried a case of Ice Plus caffeine cans because I knew the weather would get warmer and I would want to have some. The issue is that sticker played into a weeks-long theme of female brain degradation, an attempt by the masters in the sky to make someone feel, to cause someone to give up on everything, to destroy someone's brain, if you will. It's hard to explain. A lot of women, and this is like a normal situation, which is why the diet industry is one of the top 5 industries in the nation. Diet pills, Ozempic, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, various other forms of, weight loss and stuff like that. And of course, that feeds into the industry of fitness. So the fitness and diet industries are in the top 5 money-making industries in the nation, if not the world. So if there's a network of people who are able to, as people who are slightly higher up, if they're able to create a theme against a targeted individual, and they can use people on the ground even to do it, or they can time things, or it's a whole thing. in a way, if they can sort of make sure messages reach your brain. It's hard to explain because most of us grow up believing very specific things about the world that are generally accepted by the general population. But if something happens to you, you might, and it's really bad, you might be shown that there are other things going on in the world, and you know, it's no one talks about it. But there are people who abuse that knowledge, that they can do things like create scenarios to make a targeted person hate herself to the core. So in my case, I grew up, you know, my mom always had a little bit of a weight issue, and it's typical in our family. I guess, right, I guess, anyway. So say someone is targeted all week long to be made to feel as if they don't measure up, and it's hard to explain. Already we passed someone who had an expression on her face, and that expression can even add into it. Like normally when I walk down the street, I don't have an expression. I might notice someone, but I don't look at them like, oh, so sorry, you know. So people play it up. Now what's interesting also is that person was not attractive. She might have been fit as a runner or whatever. It looks like she just got finished a run or a workout. But I will say, because of the expression and other features, I wouldn't say she was, you know, model-esque or the most attractive person in the world. Are they going to beat her up because of the way she looks? Then there are people who are naturally kind of in a good category. They do and don't have to work hard. Like some people don't have to work as hard for their bodies. And maybe they still join, you know, the running club or basketball or field hockey or volleyball or what have you, sports in school, but they were already like perfect bodied, if you will. And that just sort of adds to their fitness. But even when they're not playing those sports, they're still the same. They don't schlub out. Maybe they have 2 kids or whatever and they still don't schlub out. Most people's bodies sort of, you know, go downhill in older age or after kids. So it begs the question, who are those people whose bodies don't schlub out? What's the difference? Good question. But anyway, I just wanted to recap what I talked about yesterday with the heavy sticker. There's Amazon now. And it's called Amazon, so we'll leave it at that. Even that could play into a theme. Oh, well, she's an Amazon, you know. So there are people who have insecurities because they might have been called that, or heard someone say it and wondered if it was about them in school or whatever. So anyway, it can play out on the streets when you walk around or in your hometown, wherever. And it can really hurt to the core of a person if it's done a certain way by the powers that be. And they do exist. They do, they really do.